Confederacy of dunks. Toronto Raptors. Scotty B. We the North, baby.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Confederacy of Dunks basketball podcast. I'm your host, Freddie Rivas, here on Raptors Republic, here with fellow co-host and producer, Andy Hull. Andy, what's up?
What's happening? How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Summer's over.
Summer's over. Sun's setting before 8. Good.
Not good.
We are here with the big boss of Raptors HQ. I feel like there's a better name for that, but that's what she is.
No, I like that. I like that one.
Right? That's pretty good. Also, like I would say, like, you know, all good sports names, team names have to go through her as well. Like she's like not a gatekeeper, but like, you know, just the opinion carries weight. Chelsea Leite, what's up? How you doing?
Hello. Love the new intro song. I was jamming.
Huge. Yep. Thank you.
Definitely that was here last time you were here, but that's okay.
Probably, yeah. I have the memory of a goldfish, honestly.
It's a brand spanking new intro song. Andy's just
Out
It's
of
been the whole
gate.
summer. I went on vacation. Things are different now.
Yeah. I did come up with a new one, and I haven't played it yet. And maybe today will be the day. Maybe we'll play it at the end of the show.
Wow. Premiere. You saw it here first.
Yeah. So stick around for that. End of the show, maybe a new song. We'll try it out. We'll test it out.
You know what that reminded me of? Do you know back in the day when they would premiere music videos, but like it was before YouTube, so they'd be like, coming up at 8 p.m., the new Rihanna music video, and you'd be like watching it.
You just said off air that you don't remember Oasis, but you remember that? How does that work?
Yeah, those two did kind of happen at the same time. I'll up you one though, Chelsea. I remember when they would preview like 60 Minutes coming up at 8. Did this guy kill somebody?
Whatever.
You know what I mean?
On 60 Minutes.
Yeah, we'll get him.
You mean like a commercial for a TV show? They still have those.
You know what? I think this has come all the way back around to me humiliating myself.
Yeah, which
by
is normal.
I tried to yes and I've fallen in a ditch.
And I'm here to block it immediately.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not a yes and, it's not a no but, it's a trip and fall off the stage and break
Which
your
I've
arm.
done.
Tough stuff.
I've tripped onto
hard to
stage,
recover.
not off of stage.
You know,
okay.
I've always thought that I would. I have not gotten injured on stage.
I did get injured. I just tripped.
Oh, you didn't get injured.
No, I just tripped.
Our guest last week, Dan Gallia, he famously tripped up some stairs at Second City and broke his
arm.
wrist.
Oh, broke his wrist. Yes.
Yeah. Like on stage, fully broke his wrist.
Well,
And did he keep doing the show, or did he?
He was just doing the improv set, so like it wasn't like he had a lot ahead of him or whatever. But I don't actually know. I wasn't there.
Because that's giving
it's a
like,
legendary story.
That's giving like basketball player kind of tweaks something, plays the whole game, then they announce later it's like a fractured whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
People are wondering why is he
played the whole
wincing every
game.
time he gestures towards the invisible like monster or something.
Yeah.
I thought actually it was going to be worse than what it was because it hurt a lot. But I was doing an improv set with Andy actually after one of the when I was understudying for main stage, and I forget what the joke was, but I like pretended that there was like a lighter that I went to like light off of or a match off the wall or something,
For sure.
and I pressed my knuckle against the wall. And I like brought it down like a match really hard and like fully kind of skinned my knuckle and was just like, fuck, that hurts so bad. But I was like sort of caught up in the joke. And then I remember the other improvisers, I forget who I was like, who noticed it, but at least 2 or 3 people were like, are you hurt? I saw that you pressed down hard on the wall and ripped some skin.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm okay.
Have either of you ever like accidentally hit someone on stage? Because I accidentally once punched my friend in the face while we were doing a set. Like I was meeting to do something. We just moved in like I was going this way, they were going that way, and I fully punched them. And then after the set, I was like, I'm so sorry. And they were like, yeah, that actually kind of hurt. And I just like pretended not to notice. And I was like, I'm so sorry.
I can't remember if I have. I've forgotten. I don't think I have, but I definitely know that it happened at Second City again during an improv set. Fat Al reaches back and just he's doing a motion where he's putting both fists like back behind him like this, and Cassie was right behind him, and he fully got her in the face, and it's on camera, and occasionally someone will resend it to our group chat. And
amazing.
Really hard. It's great.
Speaking of Fat Out, last week I went to the finale of Globehead. And my friends it was like my usual improv group that I would be performing with, but I went on vacation. I couldn't do the first half of Globehead, and they were in the finale with the puppet, like I think they were called like the Singing Puppet Collective. It was all of them with the puppet. And they were so funny. And they did their first thing, and I sat there and I was like, my friends are losing. Like, I'm so sorry, guys. I tried so hard to cheer for them, to give them a chance, but once you come out with like the horny singing puppets, it's over. So yeah, that was fantastic.
As someone that does puppetry, you're dead. You can't compete with puppets.
You can't do it.
I'm honestly shocked the puppets won. Not because the people are good, but because I'm thinking like, really? We're like, puppets did it? And then
they were like professional.
When you see them live, I know. When you see them live, you're like, dang, this is actually so good.
And I'll say this:
puppets are such a stunt that the crowd.
Yeah,
like,
that's the thing. Yeah.
So it's like it's like a bit of a cheat code.
But there's there's a little magic to them, right? Like it's different enough that like you might roll your eyes at the concept of it. But when you see it and it's being executed well, you're like, this is actually wicked. You know, like.
And if you go to an all puppet show, like I've done many of which, you're like, this is weird. All these people are freaks. You know. Okay,
is this an improv podcast?
This is an improv podcast now.
Let's jump into some basketball. Here we go. Question number 1, Chelsea. This is just a nice little primer. I was reading an article, and it was making me think like about who has pressure on them and how they have pressure. So, kind of open ended. I want to see if we can get a little bit of a list between the three of us.
Yeah.
But I'll let you, kind of like get the list going here. What are the teams that are championship or bust? So they don't have to be contenders, but based on their situation, players, whatever, it's kind of like they expect to win a championship. Like the goal is a championship. It's not, improving or whatever.
The first one that popped into my mind is Dallas. Because they just brought Clay over. And it was funny because that happened while I was like turned off from the world. And then I came back and everybody was like, Clay's a Dallas Maverick. And I was like, and now
very strange.
Yeah, it's weird. And I keep forgetting. And then the other day he was at the US Open and it said like Klay Thompson, Dallas Mavericks. And I was like, oh yeah. But yeah, getting Clay and Kyrie and Luka and all that stuff, like that's they're trying. And they got pretty close last year. Not pretty close, but like close enough ish.
I mean, close
as they could.
Finals.
Yeah. And yeah, so like I feel like that was such a big blow when you get so close and you don't win. And now adding someone like Klay Thompson is like the move.
Yeah, and like for me, if you were in the finals, whether you won the championship or not, the next year is just like almost like a built-in championship or bust.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I also think Philadelphia now with
definitely Philadelphia.
Yeah. With the man's name that I'm now forgetting, even though he's one of Paul George.
Paul George.
The man's name.
I was like, who is this man? I was like seeing his face in my mind.
Mama, there goes that man. I don't know his name though.
Yeah, wow, I'm so good at my job. I guess he's not a Raptor, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, so Philadelphia's been a championship or bust team for like 5 years now.
I was gonna say, especially with PG, but I might even argue that they'd be championship or bust whether they had him or not.
Yeah, and I think now that Joel Embiid has his like ring chaser Olympic gold medal, that his confidence may be slightly higher, and maybe they'll get past the first or second round. Who knows? But I personally don't want that to happen because I'm a hater.
Hate away. It's fun.
Hate away.
Yeah.
Hate away. It's fun. It's fun to hate.
It is fun.
I got both those for sure.
Mhm.
How about Phoenix?
Phoenix also I have because
Gotta
of,
be, right?
Because of KD. I think
Because
Yeah.
of KD, Beal.
K-
I mean,
Beal, lost,
Booker.
barely done anything in the playoffs ever.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, but I think there's a foreshadowing a little bit here, but like there's a small list of players who just who they are. It's championship or bust, and KD for me is
I think
championship
kind
or
of
bust.
Golden State is up there too.
Yep.
Because like the Steph twilight years are upon us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's leaning towards bust at all times. It feels like just because they had such a time, and we're so far from that now that it's just like,
Yeah.
all right, let's start the rebuild, guys. Like, you know what I mean?
But then you watched Steph Curry in Paris, and you were
Yes.
like, anything is possible.
Exactly, totally.
Anything is
And
possible.
it's sort of, I think for them, it's kind of like if they're not heading towards a championship. Like he even in an interview recently said like he did that dance of like so many franchise players say where they're like, I just want to win. So it's this like tiptoe of like, will you be a warrior for life? And it's like, I want to win. So that's not the same as saying, yes, I will be a warrior for life. So I think even if deep down he's like, I won't leave the Warriors. He kind of has to say like, if they're not trying to win a championship, I will like leave.
Here's another one for me. Has this bust already started though? The Clippers.
Yeah.
Are we busting or are we? We're on the bubble here. It could go either way.
I think we've busted because I think
we've busted too.
They busted because of bad karma. You took Kawhi away from the team he could have three-peated on, and so you're karmically just.
I like that you go through for the three-peat.
Yes.
The second one's guaranteed. He could have three-peated.
The three-peat.
Yeah.
So obviously a Raptors pod. We start with SoCap jamming and move on to the Raptors like three-peating as like a certainty.
Yeah. The obvious three-peat.
If you're not from Toronto, you're like, fuck these people. Like,
yeah, we're such homers.
But yes,
but yeah,
Steph, and I think
Kawhi busted up. It really is like it is truly for him as a player. It has to be that for him at this point.
Oh, for sure.
And I mean, how many times is James Harden going to be on a team where it's like they're going to win? Maybe it's like he's getting out of that range too, where it's like he's actually going to be able to make that crazy impact that he's had on teams in the past, right? I mean,
although they're like very interestingly on the fringe of this question because Clay leaving, like Clay's sort of had a couple down years after his injury and it's been like okay, but Paul George is still like fucking awesome. So for him to leave the Clippers and go to a team where he's kind of like, here's where I'm gonna win, actually, and then the Clippers, that's just like a giant hole now, and
totally.
There's no player on that roster that's going to come close to filling that. So the Clippers, are certainly not going to be a contender, period. But I guess Kawhi is that type of player, right? A championship bust, but Lakers. I got the Lakers.
Yeah.
I think
Pops and Son up in here.
Please say Pops and Son.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pops and Son. Can you imagine
Son.
if they win a championship with like Bronny playing any type of significant minutes? It would just be nuts.
They're like whatever down the street G League Lakers might, but
wow, I'm loving this, Chelsea.
This is what happens when you get Chelsea after dark.
I like it, Chelsea after dark.
Like 9 p.m. Chelsea.
Got to throw out the Celtics for me.
Yeah.
You think they're like bust though? You think like it's like if they don't get it, they're busted?
No, sorry.
This year was that for them.
I should have clarified that. Like it's not. You know what? It's not exactly. The question isn't exactly championship or bust. Like I think, to me, the expectation is like so many teams are like what are you going to You know, what's your goal this
Championship
year?
or bust, you said.
I did say that. But
Yeah,
okay,
Freddie.
let me give you an
But you meant-
example
okay.
of a team that for me is certainly not championship or bust.
The Toronto Raptors.
Well, Toronto Raptors for
Yeah.
sure. But also the Thunder.
There's like 20 of them.
So
Really? You don't think the Thunder are championship or I guess they're like
I think
championship
Thunder-
or like
I think
No,
they're
they're
like,
not.
Nike, yeah.
I think the Thunder, like, we hope to win a championship, but we're so young that
Yeah,
actually
fair.
we hope to, you know, make the conference finals. Like, I
Yeah,
think
exactly.
fair.
Like if
Like-
they don't win the championship, it's not like should we end this era of
Yeah,
the team?
oh,
is
no,
what I'm
no,
thinking
no.
is
yeah,
the bust.
but I think I guess also what I'm saying too is like that. I don't think like let's say the Celtics, right? I don't think if the Celtics don't win a championship, I don't think they're going to blow it up. But I
Mhm.
think that it will be a disappointment.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're saying like if they don't win the championship, it's a disappointing season.
Yeah. So the bust,
Okay.
like,
So the bust
actually-
is more of a disappointment type thing. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
That's my clarification. Okay. For
Okay,
instance,
so that being said,
yes.
okay, I said Phoenix is my first one. If they don't win the championship, I know that like they will be disappointed, but like the rest of the league is not expecting them to win the championship based on how they did last year. So like how does that fit into this?
Well, I guess for me, LeBron, we're going to talk about those players. LeBron, KD, and Steph are in this category of all-time great players
Mhm.
that if they don't win a championship like every year, their franchise is like on walking on eggshells a little bit. Like if Phoenix doesn't win a championship, there's a legit chance that KD's like, I will force another trade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
And then
yikes.
LeBron, I think, also carries that weight. Steph to a lesser degree, but Steph is very much like, I will not be here through any type of like aspirational rebuild.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas like the Thunder, the T-Wolves, you know, the Magic, the Cavs, all these teams are like, you know, what we want to do better than we did last year. But if we don't win a championship, we can sort of like sell our fans that we're headed in the right direction.
Right. Yeah.
Can I ask a somewhat off question?
Please.
What is if we don't win what's the line for the Raptors this year? Because you're like, oh, like if we get to the conference finals, cool. If we don't win a championship, it sucks. Like what's the phrase for Toronto right now?
Well, it's interesting. I think fans want different things for this team. Like there's a lot of like people who want to like start the season with a punt and go for Cooper Flag or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I think so. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. Like managing expectations.
Freddie, you as a professional who has interviewed the Prime Minister of Canada, what do you think?
Like, what do I think is a disappointment for this team?
Yeah.
Well, it's personal, but I will say I feel like the disappointment for this team is this like nucleus not showing very promising signs. So for me, if this team is healthy for long enough and not like firmly in the play-in, that you have to start questioning like, whoa, wait a second. Like we have a lot of money locked up on, you know, IQ and Barnes, and it's like if it's IQ, Barnes, Barrett, and it's like this team's not a play-in team. For me, I'm not like, oh, just wait. I'm sort of like, again, I'm not even insinuating like that to trade any of them or mess with anything, but I think it's like, well, like we need our foundation has to be like extremely good players.
Yeah.
Who have a lot of chemistry. You know what I mean? So for me, what about you?
Me? What would be I feel like, for me, I think the disappointment would be ending up in the same place as last season where it was just like no play-in, no improvement, lawsuit. Hopefully that doesn't happen again.
Guy getting banned for life.
Yeah, like I mean, if that doesn't happen again, then you know we're good. But yeah, I think making the play-in is a really realistic goal, hopefully for this team. But also, there's going to be the whole group of people who are like, I heard someone make a good catchphrase the other day. It was something for Cooper Flag. I don't know. Oh, I think it was Pooper for Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be that whole
Esfandier, maybe.
S. I think so. that's going to be like the two sides of the coin this year. It's the people who want to see improvement and the people who are like Cooper.
Yeah, definitely.
To me,
Sorry,
it's
go
wild
ahead.
that there's anyone who would want to tank for this team because we're not that team. We're not a bottom feeding.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like we had a lot of stuff happen last season that I think held back the growth of the team, but like our core is not like guys who don't know what they're doing. You know, it's where they're like just, you know, developing basic NBA skills here. Like obviously, yeah, Scotty is on his, you know, is on his way with that, but like Emmanuel Quickly, RJ Barrett, these are guys who been playing, no, like they're excited that it's their shot to start. Jakob Pertl's been around the league for a while. Like these guys are guys who are obviously they're not like elite. This is not an elite team that's going to like challenge for a championship, but like the like definitely I think we can all agree like the play-in is where we're aiming at here. Like we're aiming to get into some manner of playoff here. We're not expecting much once that happens, I don't think. But, you know, everything after that is kind of bonus. But the fact that there's some people who are like, tank for Cooper Flag, it's like, that's insane. If that happens, that's a massive disappointment. I don't think that's any kind of good
for
thing
me, that's
that.
a gigantic disappointment.
Yeah.
Short of like, let's say like a season-ending injury to like one of those
like we were bad because of a bunch of injuries. We were bad because guys had to leave. We're bad. That was why we were that bad. Like we're not a great team. We're not a really good team at all. But like there's a reason why that happened. I don't want to see that again. I don't think any of us do. And I really hope
I mean, I think
rough.
I should say, I think there's a lot of fans who do want to see that. I mean, I've said this like so many times. Like, you know, I think there's like different types of tanking, and I think there's an idea that tanking's very linear, where you know you just are purposely bad for X amount of years, and then you acquire young players and they have no chemistry issues and they all blossom together and you win like multiple championships. Like I think a lot of people see team building as like, oh, it's like a video game. You just like sort of like chop away and then, you know, things grow and all the players love each other and you know, things are good. You just win a million championships. And then, you know, for instance, like OKC is always sort of like referenced as like, just do what they did. It's like, sweet, just trade for a guy that no one thought was an MVP. He'll become the MVP and you're set.
Yes,
you know?
exactly.
And I think like that's a lot of like, there's a lot of like leaps in logic with team building.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, there's so much stuff with OKC too. It's like have your best player who's locked up, you know, ask for this crazy trade and the other team fully willing to do it because another guy went to them for free agency. It's like that was such a crazy situation with the Clippers that like, just have that happen to your squad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No problem.
I like that you mentioned it's like a video game because I definitely do turn off all of the like team chemistry bullshit whenever I play any of those games. I'm like, listen, my players all love each other and I don't want to hear about it.
Exactly.
You know? Like,
I don't want to get in the nitty gritty. Like
I'm not the fucking therapist of the team. Okay. Just play.
Okay, guys. Any more teams for this? We went astray. I'm gonna hit you with a bit of a quiz. No, it's great.
Hit us with the quiz.
Yeah, let's do the quiz. Yeah, I think we named all.
I have Denver and the Bucks as teams where they expect.
Oh, true.
Oh yeah,
Gary Trent Jr.'s Bucks for sure.
Good call. Yeah.
Gary Trent Jr.'s
Gary
Bucks.
Trent Jr.'s Bucks.
You know what? He's gonna be great for them.
Yeah, I think so too. I love that guy. Anyway, continue.
Okay.
We all love Gary. Hope he does well.
Speaking of winning, team building. This is a like joint quiz.
Yeah.
You're both going to do it together. Maybe we'll go turn for turn. I want you both to name the top 10 winning percentage regular season current executives. So you don't have to name.
I don't even know if I could name 10 current executives.
That's fine.
Same.
Just say the team.
Okay, so the top winning. Say that again because that's. I don't know both.
So it's the team. It's basically the most the GMs.
Okay.
Have the best like that win the most.
Okay.
That are current, like not Red Auerbach, for instance.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Masai.
Yes. So Masai's number 5.
There we go.
If you don't know
Wait,
the
so
names,
not all time. This is current.
This is still working in a front office.
Still
Okay.
working in a front office. Whoever the Golden State man was for a while.
Golden State and
Okay, so he has retired, Bob Myers.
Oh,
So he's no
dang.
longer in the mix.
Okay. The Denver man.
The Denver
Why
man.
do I keep saying man? It obviously sexism.
I'm going
and
to pull up
heteronormativity.
a list of the GMs, but without any other information on it, so I can at least just mention them by name.
I know.
I'll
I'm just going
know
to keep
the
going.
names.
I'm going to keep going with my current ignorance.
Did we say
Denver man?
Denver man
Is
slash
Denver
woman
man.
slash
number
person.
2. Is number 2.
Yes.
Calvin Booth.
Okay.
Calvin Booth, the Denver man? There he is.
Yeah, 67 win percentage for him. So he's
Short, and I see the
short term.
Boston man. Who's the Boston man?
Okay,
The Boston man's number 1. Brad Stevens.
Oh,
Yeah, so almost 70%. So he's just come in and crushed it.
It's not on this
Miami.
list, that's weird.
Pat Riley, number 6. So we got 1, 2, 5, 6.
Okay.
So we're doing good.
How about
LA?
the Bucks? Bucks man.
Oh.
John
Bucks,
Horst.
number 3.
Bucksman.
John Horst.
Wow.
And also LA. Yes.
Yeah.
Rob Pelinka, 2019 and 2025.
Pelinka, yeah.
He's number 10.
Okay, now that some of the now like when you just said Pelinka,
Yeah,
I'm like, because I just read the 3 Ring book, and I'm like, oh, I know that name. I know him.
By the way, you both, like, when I started this quiz, I was like, fuck, I picked something too hard, and you both have absolutely no one's had a wrong guess. Anyone had a wrong guess?
Well, we're kind of just guessing the best 10 teams of the last like bunch of years,
yeah.
right? Like,
Well, how many
Yeah,
more
but
do we have left?
It's a bit tricky because, like, some GMs who are legendary, like, they've been around for too long.
For so long. That's why I was like Miami.
And they've
because-
kind of lost a bit. Some of them that have been
Miami's
around, they've lost
been-
as well, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Miami's been shitty the past couple of years, but like they had a good run.
And Pat Riley's an all-timer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Obviously.
So what? We have 2 left. 3.
Yeah, number 7 unnamed, number 4 unnamed,
Elton Brand
number
Who's
Elton Brand.
You gotta say that.
of the Sixers.
Ooh, of the Sixers.
He's of the Sixers.
Boo. Of course.
Sixers. So it is actually Daryl Morey.
Wait, are we talking like presidents or are we talking GMs?
It's top executives. So
okay. So it's not Daryl. So Daryl
it's
Morey's
NBA
not-
executive registry is on Basketball Reference. So Daryl Morey's number 4.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because this list I have has Bobby Webster.
And by the way, that includes like previous tenures. So Daryl Morey's active, but he's number 4 because of also his Houston days.
So he is there.
Okay.
He is there. Yeah, he's number 4.
There. So now we're just missing number 7.
You're missing number 7 and 7, 8, 9.
7, 8, 9. Okay.
How about the person who does this job we're talking about for the
Phoenix.
Phoenix not in the mix. That's James Jones, number 12.
Dang it. I'm trying to like remember all these teams.
Okay. How about I'm just looking at okay, here we go. This is can't be this.
Yeah, there's some.
How about Leon Rose of the
Leon
New York
Rose,
Knicks.
Leon Rose
David
not in
Hopkinson, not in
there. Here's a clue. We've talked about this team a bunch.
They've had
already.
two good years.
We've talked about this team about Oklahoma? Question mark.
Oklahoma not in the mix.
Okay.
Sam
Can't
Presti
be,
number
no way.
13.
Sam
Leon
Presti
Rose.
would-
Yeah. 12, and sorry, James Jones is 11. So just outside.
Okay. So
Sam
teams that
Presti
we've
would have been there
talked
too
about.
during too many of those bad years, right? Like that's the thing
Yes,
about
yeah.
him.
So Sam Presti lost. Yeah, he had some very bad years, which, you know.
What team have we
But I
talked
feel like I
about?
should give you one, which is
Okay. How about this? Greg Popovich.
okay. Pop, no, and it's actually R.C. Buford.
Okay.
But he
okay.
retired.
I see. I have Popovich
so,
and Buford here.
So the person who's running the Spurs right now has lost a tremendous amount of games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, but isn't
not
Pop like the president of the team though?
He doesn't qualify
Maybe he wasn't
for
back then.
He's always been this weird head coach, and I think he has a lot of influence, but he's not like the technical role.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Chicago Bulls.
Chicago Bulls, no.
No.
I think perhaps we've made it to the end. And I should just tell you because we're just
Because I'm just
okay,
saying
I'm
team
gonna make-
names now.
yeah, we're just saying team names.
How
And
about
eating
okay? I'm gonna
almonds.
get my last guess will be the Lawrence Frank.
Lawrence Frank is correct.
Oh.
I
Who
like
is he?
Clippers in the mix. He is Clippers. So he's
But
been.
they don't win things.
They've
But-
won a lot of regular season games.
While
Oh.
he was
He's
there
Clipper,
too,
yes.
right? I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Like,
All right.
And then we have,
if he wasn't there for those bad years, that's probably why.
that's right. And then we also have Nico Harrison,
Nico Harrison, Dallas Mavericks.
Dallas Mavericks, who's been there for a very short period of time, but also won a big lot of games. A big lot of games.
Yeah, dude.
There you go. We got it done. Thanks for obliging in this thought exercise with me. Bit of a sloppy quiz, but we did. But you know, that's on me.
It's tough to not know the very basics of the thing that we're
100%.
So
Yeah. I'm really bad with that stuff.
Maybe
Me
I
too.
gotta give some detail, like just a little
Well,
bit
you
more.
know, I mean, honestly, though, the NBA is, if there's a league to do it in, it's the NBA because the executives have such a high profile in this league versus all the other leagues. Like in the other leagues, it's all just GMs, right? And that kind of swaps and changes so much. But in the NBA, like an executive, a president, or whatever, can be there over many GMs, even, right? So,
And it also is. It does get weird when you get into like RC Buford, Popovich territory, where roles are very unclear. You know.
Yeah.
Okay, let's jump
All right.
to some Raptors wondering here. So DeMar DeRozan's come out with a book. Some fun excerpts are coming out from the book, and it made me think. You know, sort of like here's how a lot of my questions are formed. When I heard that, Chelsea got a Raptors tee, Raptors flag.
No, it's the little towels that they give away. One time I was in the elevator with the Raptor and he gave it to me.
Bless that Raptor. Well, you know, straight up,
we love him. He's the best. He's the best mascot in sports.
He's amazing. If you're watching on YouTube,
Ellie would like a word. Thank you very much. So
Ellie,
Ellie's really good.
the Liberty Elephant is actually
she's
each
so
and every
good.
day. Ellie does something new and spectacular. Like the
sorry, Raptor, I love you, but Ellie.
that twerk video. I was like, this
So
is
good,
fucking really,
You know when a
really
person-
high level.
Do you want to
dancing,
know?
man.
Ellie is on Bumble. So yeah.
Huge.
People trying to get with Ellie makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So
that's-
have you
was gonna
stated the
say-
question yet? I can't remember.
I
Yeah,
haven't
no,
done
we
it
did.
Okay,
You guys jumped in. It's all good. I
No,
was
it's
going
all
to say, if you are watching on YouTube, well, that's a weird puppet. Sorry, but also, you know, let me just point to my where the hell's my finger? Point to my DeMar DeRozan framed T-shirt because I love him so much. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So he has a book now. That
he's
is
got a
where we were
book.
going
That's
before
where
we
we're
got
going,
distracted.
and I think that book is going to be amazing and valid. And of course, he has a book, but then it also made me think, who kind of doesn't deserve a book? Like, who is a DeMar DeRozan teammate So anyone from the DeMar DeRozan era, who is someone who if they wrote a book, you'd be like, this is a ridiculous. And who's that person, and what would the book be about?
I
Okay,
think Jakob Pertl will probably have a recipe book that would just be like pierogies and like things that they eat in Austria.
Good. This is good stuff.
But like it would only be stuff that like his mom made him. And then it would just be like little random snippets of the meals, and then like a few thoughts in his head. And then the book would just be like a recipe and chill book. But it would just be stuff from like Austria. And nobody would be able to get the ingredients in Toronto.
This is very good stuff. I love that. I love that that he would write a book and it would be about recipes that no one really cared about. This is what I was after.
There you go.
Andy, do you gotta?
Okay, so I'm gonna go off on a bit of a thing here. So I'm looking. I just wanted to quickly just look at every player DeMar's played with over his career, right?
Yeah.
From
big list.
from all the different teams, and this so I luckily ProBallers.com, has a comprehensive list of all these players. Now, only I think it's 9 by my count of what I see here. Only 9 have played with DeMar on more than one team, and that counts college, that counts international play, that counts everything. Only 9 players have played with him on 2 different teams. Only 1 player has played with him on 3 different teams. Again, counting college, counting international. Can you guys name the player who's played with DeMar on 3 different teams?
DeMar's played on the Toronto Raptors, the San Antonio Spurs, the Chicago Bulls, and now, oh God, where's he going?
I'll fill in some of the other stuff. He played for the USC Trojans in the NCAA.
Yes,
and no, it's not Pertl.
And he's played on.
No, it's not Pertl.
He's played on U.S. Olympic teams. He's played on World Cup teams, and he's played on basically like he's played on all of the like U.S. national versions of the teams. He's played in a bunch of different.
Okay, but why am I having a blank right now? Where's DeMar DeRozan playing this year?
Sacramento.
There we go. Okay. So Sacramento.
So that doesn't count because he has not played a game with them.
Okay, so just Raptors, San Antonio, Chicago, USC, #go Juju Watkins, and US Olympic / World Cup teams.
Yeah.
Okay. So it should be someone American.
I'll tell you, it's a well-known player. It's not some weirdo player.
It's only one player.
It's only one player. He's a big player. Big player in the NBA. Like,
3 different teams.
Played 3 different teams.
You want to know what's crazy? I'm looking at a list of DeMar's teammates, and no one is jumping out to me. I have one guess, but I feel like it's not the same as Chelsea's guess because it's like I'm semi-cheating.
I don't have a guess.
Do you want to know the number of games this person has played with DeMar DeRozan?
No, because that will be I'm looking at that.
No.
Like so let me guess before I really sort of go in there. Is it Rudy Gay?
Bam! You got it. It's Rudy Gay, right off the top. Yeah, played with him on the Spurs, the Raptors, and for the U.S. World Cup team.
Okay.
He's played in over 250 games.
That's wild.
With DeMar. However, that's not even close to being the most. The number one is probably pretty easy. Who's played the most?
Okay, you want an insane
Kyle Lowry.
Since we're here, since we're just all over the place.
We're just doing trivia at this point.
Yeah, we're just messing around. Here is a weirdo fact.
Okay.
So I'm not even going to do it as a trivia because it's just an impossible thing. But there are 5 players. You can do win percentage as well. So there's 5 players who have played with DeMar and not lost a game when they've played with him.
Really?
So 3 of those players, it's 1 game.
Yeah,
Malachi
I was gonna say,
Richardson,
it's gotta be a lot of
Jordan Bell, and Mac McClung, Dunker Mac McClung.
Right on.
And then Nigel Hayes has played 2 games with him, won both games. Malcolm Miller, who a lot of Raptors fans know, he could never really cut it for the NBA team, but he did play for us. He was kind of a G League guy, played a lot for 905. He played 14 games with DeMar, all wins, no losses.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
It's obviously just like a weird thing, but 14 games, all wins, no losses.
Weird. So wait, who did that? Malcolm Miller?
Malcolm Miller.
Wow, that's right. That's crazy because the site I have says he only played 13 games with DeMar.
Wow.
And it doesn't have a win-loss thing. So that's interesting.
Bring up random.org, please. Oh wait, okay. So Andy, who's your guy? Did you have one?
My guy, what?
To write a book.
Write a book.
Oh yeah. Oh sure. Yeah. No, I definitely had this. Yeah, mine is.
As he searches through the names.
Is Damari Carroll, and Damari Carroll's gonna write a book about
Him
horses.
being selfish, yeah.
and also a book about kids who go to school in a submarine, but it's a school and it's also under the water, and they have to, they have to live under the.
Do you know what would also
it's like a
be
military type thing.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's one. I do have a bit more. It's also that the teacher is like a octopus, and he teaches them from outside of the submarine, and
as we all experienced.
And it's like a long form. It's like a novel.
Oh wow.
Called The Octa Teacher.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
The submarine is shaped like an octopus.
New York Times.
Did I say that?
New York Times bestseller.
You didn't say that, but now
it's also going to go check out the ruins of the Titanic.
Okay. Yeah, they do that a lot.
The James
that's like
Cameron squid vessel.
That's where they like hang out. That's where that's their main place.
It's the whatever that company was called, submarine offshoot.
Yeah. Also, the whole thing is actually ghost written by Sonny Weems, though.
Great.
So
I love that you just
brought it back. You brought it back.
Yeah.
Sonny Weems.
You looked at the list and just picked another player that you saw.
I saw a player there.
If you're listening and you're like, wow, where in God's name is this going? Sonny Weems is where it's going.
Always. It's always heading towards Sonny.
Sonny Weems
or Jamario Moon. It could go towards Jamario Moon.
Used to call him Money Dreams.
Money Dreams. Sonny Weems. You guys are good at nicknames back then, eh? Hamburger.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, cheeseburger, Money Dreams.
No yeah, cheeseburger, not hamburger.
Yeah, hamburger's a little bit bland, right? Here's my if we're talking about nicknames, I didn't make this up, but Ed Davis, who played with DeMar, for no good reason, people just called him Boss Davis, and I fucking loved it. By the way, my player is that played with DeMar is actually Rudy Gay.
Wow!
It's called No Stats because he used to take stat sheets away from players when he was a Raptor. In the locker room, he'd be like, "We don't. This is not what we do. We don't look at our stats," because he would take a lot of shots and miss those shots, and didn't want people to think about that. So
that's hilarious.
Wow!
Yeah.
Fun.
Right? Okay, let's.
He seems like a fun guy.
He's a cool guy, right? Plays with DeMar all the time. Here's the last question. Okay. I think it's 5th week running that I'm focusing on the Raptors' 30th season celebration. I both love it and am wondering, like what's going to be cool about it, and then also what's going to be disastrous, because there's going to be, it's people's jobs to think of things to do every game. So there are going to be some lows. They're going to be like, oh, wow, I guess let's honor that. But then there's going to be some major highs. And given the vibe of this season, good or bad or whatever, I'm curious if either of you have a potential slogan for this year. Like, what is, in the spirit of We the North, what is the slogan for this year going to be like from not from the fans, from like a marketing campaign? Like, okay, we got to sell this season. What's going to catch on? What's going to like make, like this team's too bad, right? For like light the beam, but we gotta inject some positivity into the.
It's got to be like #Brat season.
Wow. So you think it would carry all the way from the summer and we would just carry forward brat season? If it's brat season, by the time it's January, it's gonna be like, whew, still brat season.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Or it's gonna be like hot girl 30th anniversary season. I think they need to like.
So they're gonna
celebrate...
hand out flags. They're gonna hand out flags. Hot girl.
Hot girl. Where's my flag?
Hello.
Hot girl season.
Bring your family to the Raptors game. We're handing out hot girl. Hashtag hot girl flag.
I think the team should embrace the fact that they're coming out of their 20s. As someone who is currently in their late 20s, it's a rough time for all.
Sure.
Inflation,
sure.
The housing crisis, the work market crisis, and the Raptors survived their 20s, so they should really embrace their like young millennial era, which is so boring. It's making Andy yawn. And
busted on the yawn. Well, absolutely busted and roasted on the yawn.
Yeah, and
championship or busted.
Yeah, they should just really tap into that like millennial cusp Gen Z lingo that we got going on here.
Got it.
For the hot girl
transparent
Chuggy season.
That's not Freddie. That's like probably like 7 years younger than I am, and the Raptors are 2 years older than I am. Okay. So get your lingo right, Freddie.
I got a good one. For this.
Okay, Andy.
It's better than the DeMar Carroll book about this.
Okay. What do you
I certainly hope so.
Well, that was good. You're wrong.
Yeah, I know you're right. Sorry, I hope so because that was great.
No, that was actually good though.
Yeah.
Play in the mood for winning.
Yeah, that's like
play in the mood for winning.
Play in the mood.
Maybe it's not a question. Play in the mood for winning. No, I don't know. Not a question. Yeah. Play in the mood for winning.
No, that doesn't roll off the tongue at all. That's horrible.
No, it does. It does. If you just say it. You can't stop saying it.
Play in the mood for winning.
Look at that. You said it so fast.
I did. I guess I remembered it.
You did. So... It stuck in your head that you remembered it. What was Chelsea's? Something about Chugi or something.
No, I said Chugi. You know what? This is a bit of a magic trick because
I did put this into Chat GPT just now.
Thank you, Chat GPT.
That's what they're gonna do anyway, so we might as well get ahead of the game here.
Can I ask what information did you input? You're gonna be like, were you like they're celebrating their 30th year plus they will suck? Like what?
No. I just put what should the Raptors 30th anniversary slogan be, but I can retype it if you want me to.
Well, first let's see what the
the original one. It says, for the Toronto Raptors 30th anniversary, a memorable and fitting slogan could capture the team's history, growth, and achievements. Here are a few ideas. The first one is 30 years of Raptors roar, creating a legacy.
30 years. That's a sentence.
Yeah.
So.
30 seasons strong, Raptors rise. Then there's from the beginning to the summit, 30 years of Raptors.
Okay, can I say Raptors rise is maybe like I could see people agreeing to do that. Like, we're on the rise. We're up and coming.
Yeah, I almost feel like they have they not used that already?
I
feel like Raptors I saw the like in my head I can see the rise being like a thing.
Raptors rise.
Someone used that. I feel like the Raptors have already used that.
The last one really gets me. It says 3 decades of Raptors basketball, uniting the nation.
That's like sounds like is that like an Abe Lincoln speech before he died?
Uniting the nation.
In the spirit of that, I was sort of thinking of something along the lines of like it's our time.
It's our time,
I think they want to be positive.
Yeah.
And it's sort of ambiguous, doesn't mean a lot. It doesn't like it's not overly committal. Because they can't be like, I commit to being good and be bad, you know?
Okay, Chelsea, I was really inspired by what you did. I think it's a really good idea. I think that we have to just guide the AI a little bit more to be like, hey, you know what? We don't need to be all about positivity here. We're honest, we respect honesty here. Okay.
And he's like, climate change is bad.
I told ChatGPT to don't be afraid to mention that the team's not going to be very good.
Okay.
And don't be afraid to be, they don't all have
Did
to be
you write
positive.
"Don't be afraid" to Chat GPT?
Uh,
Because I hope that you were like,
no, I wrote.
You're
I
clearly
wrote.
shaking in your boots, so chill out.
No, you know what I said? I actually tell you what I wrote.
Okay, no, I followed mine up too and said, "Do this again, but the team is really bad. But we'll do yours first, and then we'll see how."
Okay, I wrote. I need 5 more, and it's okay to mention how bad they are.
Okay.
Okay. We should go 1 for 1. Okay, I'll say my first one. Then you say yours, okay? Okay, this one made me laugh right off the top. 30 years of Raptors, still waiting for the breakthrough. I would argue we had our breakthrough, but okay.
Certainly did.
We definitely did.
So.
Okay, my first one is, it starts the same. 30 years strong, building for the future.
Okay, great. Raptors, 30 years of close calls and missed shots. It's pretty true.
Okay, my second one is through every challenge. 30 years of Raptors spirit.
that one's kind of like, hey. 30. I got another 30 seasons strong one here.
Okay.
30 seasons strong. More ups and downs than wins. We're like the third most winningest team in the last 10 years or something, or like the second. Like we have a lot of wins.
Okay.
30 years strong is because I put in some info here too. So I just got
okay,
one.
we're all just okay. What's yours?
Oh my god,
What's your one?
So funny.
Okay, you know what?
Mine are good too.
I'm gonna give mine one more prompt.
Okay. My third one is 30 years of heart, embracing the journey.
Yes, very good.
Oh man.
Raptors, 30 years of trying to turn the corner. 30 years of trying to turn the corner. Again, we definitely turned a corner. We definitely did it. But that's really funny.
Okay,
my next one is Raptors resilience, 30 years of commitment.
Oh yeah, see, and mine's in the same vein too. My fifth one, 30 years of Raptors. We're still here, no matter the score.
Oh my god.
So
I have one more because you started.
Okay, yeah.
This one's really funny. Celebrating 30 years. Tough times, strong team.
Yeah, dude.
That's good.
Very strong team.
Okay, you ready?
All right,
mine?
Freddie, take us home. Take us home.
I'm gonna take us home. Okay, see if you can guess the prompts. I'm not gonna tell you the prompts.
Okay.
30 years strong. Hope for the future with Barnes. Action for the planet.
How could we ever guess? How could we reverse engineer these?
You said the Raptors' 30th anniversary, climate change is bad, and make sure you use Scotty Barnes and 30 years strong.
I didn't say 30 years strong, but I did say climate change is scary. And that Scotty Barnes is good.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait. The other prompts are coming out here. Building a better future with Barnes and a greener planet. 30 seasons of grit. Scotty Barnes inspires. We act for our planet. Celebrating 30 years. Scotty shines. Earth needs our focus. 3 decades strong with Barnes leading. Let's tackle both the court and the climate.
See, these are getting long. You want to talk about?
Yeah, they are.
Okay, guys, I put one more prompt in, and I said,
you know what? We each get one more prompt.
Okay, so my next prompt was I need 5 more, but the team had the worst season last year. And my 5, okay, I'll only do the ones that I think are really funny. The first one is 30 years of Raptors resolve, better days ahead.
That's amazing.
What else we got? Resilient Raptors, 30 years of unwavering support. And then the last one, the last one kind of kills me. It goes 30 years strong, building tomorrow, remembering today.
Okay, so I gave him one more and just told it to be mean. Just be mean and rude. I said.
Okay.
Honestly, the other ones are better, but some of these are still okay. 30 years of Raptors, still haven't figured it out. Raptors, 30 years of lowered expectations. See, these aren't even true. That's the thing. 30 years of Raptors, proof that even losing can be a tradition. Like, that's not us anymore, okay?
Yeah.
Like, that is mean. And I'm actually kind of happy that they were able to pull it off. Chat GPT, that is.
Yeah.
But this kind of describes like the Sacramento Kings or something. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I haven't yet put in, hey, give me what the name of the Toronto WNBA team should be. I probably should have done that by now. But yeah, I'm scared of what the results would be.
I know we mentioned this before, but we could close out the show just giving our thoughts quickly on those
PWHL names.
PWHL.
Okay, but let me. I got a couple.
Okay, you got
one
more.
I'm just gonna. You know, they're not all good, so I'm just gonna read you the ones that I think are great. 30 years strong, new core, fresh start, no more disputes.
No more disputes. Are we known for having more than the average dispute number?
Celebrating 30 years, new beginnings, no more lawsuits. And then the last one is a new era for 30 years. Focus on the future, free from legal hurdles.
Oh, that's good.
Right?
That's very good.
Okay, yes. Did you bring them up, Andy? The PWHL.
Okay,
team?
I do have them here, and I know this is a basketball podcast, but it's big Toronto news, so let's just talk about it briefly here. The 6 teams in the PWHL have unveiled their names and logos. We'll talk about that as well. And we have them: the New York Sirens, the Boston Fleet, the Minnesota Frost, the Ottawa Charge, the Montreal Victoire, and the Toronto Scepters. What do we think? What do you guys think of the names? First off,
okay,
quickly.
So you know what? We'll speed through this because I know we're gonna have different.
Okay. Yeah.
Montreal Victoire, why not? Ottawa Charge, okay, good. Toronto Scepters, absolute disaster, horrible. Boston Fleet, not awful. Minnesota Frost, love it. New York Sirens, okay, not bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, my first take is that I liked the names that were leaked last year better.
Really? Okay.
Minnesota Superior kind of slapped. People were roasting it, and I liked it.
It. Yeah. What
is that like Lake Superior?
It is like
Lake Superior. Lake Superior. Minnesota Superior.
Actually, you know,
yeah,
Superior,
and people,
your Superior. That's actually really good.
Yeah,
I
and people were
disagree.
absolutely. See, some people were like Andy, who didn't like it.
I don't think it's good.
I like geographical and weather references.
Yeah, and then the Boston original name was the Boston Wicked, and I thought that was sick.
That is cool. I did like that.
Wicked's also cool. Like an action verb.
Well, see, that has a real like.
Right.
That's a reference to Boston.
Exactly.
It has like a cool. It invokes a cool image. There's like a color scheme that already goes with it. Like I think Wicked was actually. Yeah,
and now they're the Boston Fleet. So that is my.
The Fleet is okay.
Okay, the only thing I will say is that I mostly agree with Freddie for the most part. My thing that actually just kind of makes me cringe a little bit is the fact that 2 of the 3 Canadian teams used like French / like English spelling of things, and all of these American outlets are going to spell them wrong every single time. And I just don't get why you decided to pick names that people are going to spell wrong / pronounce wrong, because every time I look at Scepter, I want to say Spectre or Sceptre.
They're gonna learn. They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We're Toronto defense with a C. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like my opinion on them is like, what were the other options?
I will also say New York Sirens, ACAB. Sorry about sirens. Like what are we?
I think it's a reference to the Greek.
To like the water
creatures.
But okay, check this out. New York Sirens is an ode to New York City's one-of-a-kind energy, pace, and rhythm, embodying the city's sounds and people. You mean the sound of the police?
That's the sound of the police.
Because I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit.
You think about the Toronto one, and it's like Scepter.
Yeah, it's a double entendre.
It's supposed to be Scepter, Royal Scepter / colonialism.
Yeah. By the way, sorry, Toronto nightmare. I
mean, I agree with that, but like it's not just like overtly like about like the English crown. You know what I mean? Like,
but
it's just a general. Like, no one's mad at the LA Kings.
No. They literally, if you go to the Toronto Scepter's social media, they put a clue, and it was a picture of the Queen, and in the video it said, because Toronto royal heritage, blah blah blah.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I stand corrected. All right.
Oh,
it is
yeah.
then.
So
We're definitely
the write-up,
It
all
literally-
that.
Yeah, the
all
write-up
like-
is literally like, we
That's
are
tough. That's
doing
tough.
stuff because of not
Okay.
colonialism,
Wow.
but whatever.
All
they
right.
chose.
Then I stand corrected. I'll give. Did you give your opinions on them? Yes. You said.
Yeah,
you agreed with
I
Freddie
just
Canada.
said what were the other options.
So I think overall pretty good job. I think like and I have an inside line on this. Okay. So a friend of mine was on a call with some head like high up person in the PWHL, and she said that trying to find an original name that you can trademark in both countries for a team like this is like impossible because they've all been taken and they're all trademarked already. So you have a very thin list of things to choose from. Like, so this is what you're kind of working with. And if you look on Twitter, that someone also posted, there was like a leak or not a leak, but like a Bauer's website had like placeholder things of all like of what like maybe the top 3-ish names were being considered kind of near
I
the
saw
end.
those.
And I think for the most part they picked the right ones of those.
I like Toronto Torch better. I would do Toronto Torch over Toronto Scepter.
Here's my thing though. It needs to be something. It can't just be an idea.
Yes.
Torches. Why can't it be torches? Okay. Anyways, I'll run it down. So Sirens, Fleet, Frost, Victoire. I think those are all ranging from good to fine. I'm a little confused by the Boston Fleet's logo being the Hartford Whalers logo turned on its side. I don't know. I don't get that, but okay. It's kind of, maybe it's a reference to the team that was in Connecticut. I get, okay. Like all the rest of them, that's cool. The Charge, I do not like. I don't like just an abstract, like concept being a team. And which, although Victoire, same thing, it just for some reason the Frenchness helps it. And Scepters, I like that it's a thing, but it's like a stick. A fancy stick is what we are. I don't like it. And logo wise, the Ottawa, I think they're all fine. Again, fine to good, except I think the Ottawa Charge is terrible because it looks like it's like they were like, should it be an O or a C? Well, why not both? And now it just looks like the Cavaliers had sex with the Flames, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then the Sirens I don't love because I don't know. I think they could have done something better with it. Anyways, that's my take.
Yeah, I agree with all of this. It's funny that you say you need it to be a thing because Freddie knows. Like, I have been chronically online about the WNBA name that Toronto ends up picking, which has not been picked yet. And one of my things is like I hate when teams name just like an like I hate the fact that it's the Toronto Sky or not the Toronto Sky, the Chicago Sky, or like the like.
But the Sky is
whatever,
the thing.
right?
The Sky is the thing.
I like when it's like because you're
like it's
a
not
team.
The Chicago
it's like
Love.
Yeah, or like I don't know, like torches is or like whatever. Like I just agree that it needs to be like a thing. And I do like it's hard to pick stuff that is not trademarked yet. Yeah, because everybody's like, oh, it should be the Toronto Huskies, and I'm like, no, you literally can't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Yeah,
and
Chicago
it's like
Wind. There you go.
But I am big on the idea that and again with the trademarking thing, who knows? But like when in doubt, just pick a name. Just pick an animal that hasn't been picked yet. You know what I mean? Just try that out. I don't know. It's, again, that's probably hard. Probably hard, but
probably hard. I like Toronto Rebels.
That has different meanings in the States.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's just like there's so many things that have because that my thing too that everybody's like, oh, Toronto Towers. Absolutely not. Do we know what week it is right now? We're not going to make we're not going to say Towers.
And we only have one.
For a team. Yeah, we
so
only have one.
Tower.
No,
sure.
Still hate
we got
it.
one.
No, they're not one tower.
I know.
That's the other thing. Like
we're one tower.
Hate it.
No.
Hate it.
Listen,
also, so
Toronto
just
Frozen,
to cap this up,
Elsa, do it.
No.
Right.
I remember we had this conversation last time. My last thing is that months ago, I put out like an email, like a tweet to be like, oh, email me your suggestions and I'll make like a Raptors HQ piece on it. What I think, like ranking these names. I got like 200 emails. And then when they came out with like the thing to like suggest the names like officially, people thought it was me. So then people still kept sending me their team name ideas. But some of them are so bad. I definitely got several people saying that the team should be called the Raptors.
Oh my god.
Cool.
No.
So yeah, I just needed
Hello,
to.
I live in a basement.
I
Here's
do live
my
in a
idea.
basement.
What's that?
I live in a basement.
Yeah, you know what?
Rude.
My bad, a basement people. I'm in a
Yeah.
basement now, so.
I'm a basement person, but yeah, I just need to say that some of the names that people have suggested are bad.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that.
I can't wait for
believe
the episode because inevitably when the WNBA picks a name for Toronto, Freddie's going to call me up and he's going to say, come on my podcast because you have so many opinions. And I'm going to do a whole hour-long rant about what I think about the name that ends up happening.
I hope so.
The Toronto blackjack dealers. You know what I mean? Get really specific with it.
Sure.
Maybe. You know, and it doesn't have to do with the city. Who cares?
Yeah.
You know. Anyways.
Apparently it does.
The Toronto Underground
Coins.
Path.
Yeah.
The Toronto TTC.
There you go.
Yeah. Listen, we're doing it.
Yeah, we're doing it.
They don't need to hire a whole firm for this. There's 3 people right here. Who are
Hire
Yeah.
Fuck Chat GPT.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we've arrived, guys.
I think that's it. I think that's it for today.
Yeah. We rambled quite a lot.
Hello.
Shout out to the people
We're
who are
done.
still listening this. My mom's gonna listen to all 106 minutes of this. So
Aw, hey Chelsea's mom. Thank you.
hey Connie.
Hey Connie. Chelsea, you're incredible. You're performing, you're writing, you're doing all sorts of amazing creative stuff. Where can people find you? By the way, also WNBA fans, like, you know, Chelsea's an absolute must follow. So
That's nice.
Get in there. But yeah, Chelsea, what's up?
Yeah, I am. Well, if we're talking WNBA, I currently have a weekly column coming out called the WNBA Wraparound on Fansided. I also write for Athlon Sports on the WNBA beat. Raptors HQ is coming up with season things. We are just rolling with the preseason now. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, at Chelsea Leite. Means milk in Portuguese. Look up the spelling. And yeah, just doing WNBA playoffs are coming up. So things are going to be rolling on that. And I also started a new WNBA/women's basketball podcast with Her Hoop Stats. So check that out as well. Yeah. Comes out every Wednesday.
Huge.
Yeah.
Right on.
Check that out. Andy, what's up? Quiz Central or what?
Quiz Central is the name of an old trivia app, I think, right? Is that it?
I don't even know. I just know you do a quiz show. I was trying to just
fourth Wednesday down at the old down at the Smith House. Yeah, come down.
Smith House.
I'll tell you, I am booked on some shows and I don't know when they are. So
Wonderful.
Nice.
they're not next week, so don't worry about it. I'll tell you that.
Nice.
Good. Yeah, but you know, check my WNBA podcast with Catherine Ecker, the Pickup WNBA podcast. We come out every Monday. Just came out with an episode profiling the playoffs and obviously talking about Angel Reese and her season-ending injury. But yeah, follow Raptors Republic, subscribe to Raptors Republic, give all the writers and podcasters as much support as you can, and also shout out Raptors HQ. Cool. Yeah, that does it. We'll see you next week. And thanks, everybody.
Goodbye.
Peace.
Bye.